This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, police, including some armed officers, swarmed the suburb of South Dunedin this morning. Otago University Vice-Chancellor Harleen Hayne has consigned art history to the scrap heap. And Airbnb has shown support for a bed tax to help solve Queenstown's growth problems. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Holly Buchanan. A property which was searched by armed police officers this morning is connected to a Dunedin gang. Up to 25 officers, some carrying rifles, stormed the brick warehouse in Bathgate Street in South Dunedin this morning, seizing several items. Detective Dave Checkett says police are now working to identify if any of the property is stolen. He says no arrests have been made in relation to the raid. Locals say the warehouse had been used to repair cars for cash. Police say a 20-year-old Oamaru man has been arrested following the armed robbery of the Kakanui store. Detective Sergeant Hannah Booth confirmed the man was found at an Oamaru property at around 12:30 this afternoon. He was charged with aggravated robbery and unlawful possession of ammunition. Several officers swarmed on the Kakanui store, which also houses a liquor outlet, in High Street yesterday after it was reported a man went in brandishing a firearm and threatened staff. The man is set to appear in the Dunedin District Court tomorrow. And art history at Otago University looks set to be scrapped in 2020 after members of the Senate voted narrowly in favour of a proposal to get rid of the program. Student magazine critic Te Arohi is reporting University Vice-Chancellor Harleen Hayne cast a deciding vote in the program's future, but that hasn't been confirmed by the university.
Marching in support of the arts today, but as it turns out, the efforts of this Otago University student group were all in vain. A Senate meeting has voted axing the art history and visual culture courses by 2020.
Students feel like the decision is not made with long-term thought involved and is making a decision without consulting wider members of the community. So we've actually managed to bring members of the Dunedin art community along because with a decision like the art history program, it is a no-brainer that members of the community are able to talk about it, and the fact that they haven't even been questioned is a disgrace.
The decision means there'll be no new intakes and the program phased out over the next couple of years. Student Voice says it's a short-sighted decision that undermines the values and purpose of what a university should stand for, a view shared by the city's wider arts community.
We have members of Blue Oyster, Bellamy Art Gallery, Dunedin Public Art Gallery who've come along and shown up and taken their time to show their support for the art history program and kind of stated the importance that it has on their lives within Dunedin as a city of culture and of literature and of art.
Students say at a time when other universities around the country are questioning the future of their art history programs, it's crucial Otago stands by the importance of it as an academic discipline.
Art history is an unmovable amount of influence and understanding in the way that we examine culture, see how it's used, and it informs how it's going to be used in the future and how it's understood.
But despite the impassioned pleas of students today, enrolments in art history have dropped from more than 80 equivalent full-time students in 2014 to fewer than 19 this year. The decision will come before the University Council to be ratified next month. In Dunedin, The South Today.
A person has been taken to hospital after inhaling smoke during a house fire in Dunedin this morning. 2 fire and emergency crews from Lookout Point and Roslyn were called to the small house blaze in Green Island at around 7:45. Fire and Emergency New Zealand say a person got out of the house before the crews arrived but had inhaled smoke. The fire in the lounge of the house was quickly extinguished. Airbnb has shown support for a bed tax to help solve Queenstown's growth problems. But it's rejected proposed restrictions on residential visitor accommodation in the district, which would reduce the number of days allowed per year for short-term rentals.
It's one of New Zealand's key tourist hotspots, but holiday home broker Airbnb say proposed restrictions on residential visitor accommodation will make Queenstown harder for tourists to visit.
As we look around New Zealand and indeed right around Australia, where there are new laws and new rules around home sharing, they fundamentally protect home sharers, and they don't tend to have these kinds of regressive restrictions.
The new rules would see the number of days allowed per year for short-term rentals reduced from 90 to 28, with no more than 3 separate lets permitted. Airbnb's made a submission objecting to the rules as part of the Queenstown Lakes District Council's proposed district plan. They say it'll reduce the supply of accommodation and raise prices for travellers.
So we're here to talk about a better way to help protect home sharers, increase tourism in a tasteful and responsible way, and ensure that Queenstown's and Wanaka's future is protected.
The hearings panel are concerned with the lack of regulation, the impact on amenities and the impact of increased short-term rentals on the long-term rental market. But Airbnb operators say they're not competing with traditional accommodation providers.
We provide very little competition. The hotels are full. I just had a cancellation over New Year, and within 2 hours I'd had 4 more bookings, and that tells me that, you know, there is a need in this town.
But Airbnb are supporting a bed tax to help solve Queenstown's growth problems.
We support a bed tax. We collect one in about 500 places around the world, and we think it would work really well here in Queenstown. I know the Mayor supports one.
Exactly what form that tax will take remains to be seen. In Queenstown, The South Today.
A lamb seen running away from a dog on the southern motorway this morning is now missing. Numerous reports were made to the police about a dog chasing a lamb on the motorway about the same time as a 3-car crash. Police are unsure if the crash was caused by the wayward animals. The lamb's owner, Kath Morris, says despite an extensive search of the area, the lamb hasn't been found. Since the lamb went missing, its mother has been bleating constantly with her other lamb by her side. Anyone with information can get in touch with the SPCA. And still to come on The South Today, we find out how Dunedin and Queenstown chocolate makers fared at this year's Chocolate Awards. And reporter Mike Houlihan visits a mass grave in Andersons Bay a century on since the global flu pandemic.
Step into Shop on Carol and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Spring is here and it's time to get in the garden. Ready Lawn will take care of your lawn needs, making lawn care a snap. They will install the perfect lawn while you plant your favourite flowers and vegetables. Call Ready Lawn today so you can enjoy the coming season. It's the Alex Campbell Menswear massive menswear liquidation. But don't panic, it's not ours. We've bought 2 Auckland stores and we've got up to 70% off.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits!
That's the Alex Campbell Menswear massive menswear liquidation.
The Green Island Medical Centre offers everything for your family's needs. Whether you are travelling or coming in to discuss health symptoms, our medical staff provide the best of care. We offer Manage My Health, making booking an appointment or requesting a repeat prescription a breeze. We welcome families like yours. Give us a call today, phone 03 488 2754.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Electrify NZ Dunedin sell quality European designed e-bikes with reliable componentry so that you too can wear the e-bike grin. Call in for your complimentary test ride today or book online. Find us at 249 Cumberland Street, phone 021 035 9820.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Welcome back. Dunedin and Queenstown manufacturers have won awards at this year's New Zealand Chocolate Awards. The awards look for New Zealand's top chocolatiers. Dunedin company Ocho won gold medals in the Bean to Bar Dark Chocolate Bar category, while the Remarkable Chocolate Company in Queenstown won 2 silver medals in the bark or brittle category. They also took home a silver medal in the flavoured chocolate bar category. Wellington Company Sublime Chocolates were awarded a gold medal in the filled chocolate bonbon category using Central Otago wine. The awards were held in Auckland. This year marks a century since the flu pandemic killed an estimated 50 to 100 million people globally. Dunedin alone saw over 270 people die in just a few weeks. Reporter Mike Houlihan visits a mass grave in Andersons Bay Cemetery where many victims of the 1918 epidemic lie buried.
This is Andersons Bay Cemetery. In this quiet corner is where many of the Dunedin victims of the 1918 flu pandemic lie. Behind me is a mass unmarked grave for many of those people. Some marked graves for particularly nurses are just around the corner behind me. The 1918 pandemic was arguably the greatest disaster ever to strike New Zealand. In just a couple of months it killed more than 9,000 people across the country. To put that into contrast, over the 4 years of 1914 and 1918, the First World War, just over 18,000 New Zealanders died fighting overseas. So half as many in just a few months. Ordinary life, as we knew it, ground to a halt. Otago and Southland suffered along with the rest of the country in the 1918 flu pandemic. 223 people died in Otago, 273 in Dunedin, and 500 people in Southland. Invercargill, which had 171 people killed by the disease, suffered particularly severely with one of the highest per capita death rates in New Zealand. Influenza was no respecter of rank. In Dunedin it killed the Roman Catholic Bishop of Dunedin, it killed the Mayor of St Kilda, it killed the daughter of the Chairman of the Hospital Board, it killed the horse trainers, it killed barmaids, it killed wharf workers. It was indiscriminate, it killed anybody.
There's no doubt that the health machine was extremely stressed because of wartime conditions, with key staff either seconded to the military or involved in defence-related activities.
The influenza pandemic brought daily life to almost a complete halt. AMP shows, sports events were cancelled, the trains, the trams were halted, hairdressers, theatres and bars were ordered shut, churches agreed to cancel services, schools were closed until the new year, the police force and the fire service were virtually non-existent because there were, most people were off sick.
And you can read more on the 1918 influenza pandemic in Saturday's Otago Daily Times or view an in-depth video online. After the break on the South Today, freestyle motocross riders showcased their airborne skills at the Blossom Festival's Mardi Gras, and dozens of school kapahaka groups from North Canterbury performed near Rangiora this week.
The Green Island Medical Centre offers everything for your family's needs. Whether Whether you are travelling or coming in to discuss health symptoms, our medical staff provide the best of care. We offer Manage My Health, making booking an appointment or requesting a repeat prescription a breeze. We welcome families like yours. Give us a call today, phone 03 488 2754.
Every Kiwi deserves a reliable garage door. Rely on Garador to protect your important stuff. Just like Darren, his Garador keeps his favourite ride in mint condition. We have a huge range at affordable prices. Visit our website for a free consultation. We stand behind every door.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
For more than 50 years, Roslyn Mowers and Heating have been selling and servicing quality lawn mowers and outdoor power equipment. Bring your mower, chainsaw, garden equipment in for repair or service and you go in the draw to win a Husqvarna petrol line trimmer. See you in store soon.
Active Interior Design in Mornington are the curtain and blind experts. The team can even advise you on outdoor products and will ensure that everything is perfect. For interior design with flair, call Active to book your free in-home consultation or call into the showroom in Mornington.
Motor Trade Finance proudly brings you Rural Delivery. A look at the places and faces behind New Zealand agriculture. Tuesday evenings 8:30, repeating Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday afternoons 4:30.
Welcome back. Coronet Peak Skifield has extended its season by a week on the back of recent snowfall, continued cold temperatures and demand from locals. It was scheduled to close this Sunday, but ski area manager Nigel Kerr says it'll stay open until October the 7th. The skifield will close temporarily on Monday to reboot for the week ahead. Kerr says the season has been amazing and the recent snowfall is a bonus. Coronet Peak will be operating all 3 chairlifts as well as their magic and beginner carpets. Freestyle motocross riders have taken turns showing off their airborne skills at the Alexandra Blossom Festival's Mardi Gras. The team of riders entertained the audience with their midi airborne stunts as part of a full choreographed show. This slowed down footage shows one of the riders performing a tricky manoeuvre where he does the splits, then kicks his legs out mid-air before returning them to the foot pegs before he lands. A group of riders mounted the ramp to get into the air long enough to show off their tricks throughout the evening, which was watched by people of all ages. And the Hollies are returning to Dunedin. It's been confirmed the 60s supergroup will perform at the Dunedin Town Hall in late February next year. The band formed in Manchester in the early 60s and have a string of #1 hits, including He Ain't Heavy, He's My Brother, The Air That I Breathe and Long Cool Woman. They were last in Dunedin in 2013 when they performed for 6,500 people at Forsyth Bar Stadium as part of the Ride the Rhythm equestrian show. Around 40 kapa haka groups from nearly 30 schools throughout North Canterbury have been performing at the annual festival held at the Ohoka Community Centre near Rangiora this week. The festival was founded 13 years ago by the small Tuahiwi school. The event was established because the big Christchurch festival was too expensive for North Canterbury schools to get to and didn't meet the outcomes they wanted. The local format is flexible enough so school groups can have as much time as they want on stage. Tickets are cheaper and the whole event is family friendly. Parents and supporters from Tuahiwi School were busy cooking a barbecue and feeding the 2,000 people expected to be involved in the festival over the 2 days. The festival follows on from Māori Language Week, which saw Tuahiwi School's kapa haka groups perform at various community events throughout North Canterbury and Christchurch. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Police, including members of the Armed Offenders Squad, swarmed the suburb of South Dunedin this morning, focusing on Bathgate Street. Otago University Vice-Chancellor Harlene Hayne has made art history using her casting vote to close the department. And Airbnb has shown support for a bed tax to help solve Queenstown's growth problems, but has rejected restrictions on residential visitor accommodation in the district. And now we're looking at look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Barry.
Hello. The ORC has spent $10 million on a new headquarters, yet it doesn't have a site for it yet. So they're still searching. They've spent $10 million already, so good things will come, I guess, for those that wait. The sole Maori academic at the University of Otago Law School for two decades has launched a blistering criticism of the university. The Dunedin Ice Stadium could be forced to close to fix, of all things, a block of ice forming underneath its ice rinks.
Oh, goodness.
It's kind of where you expect it to be, but there you go, it's obviously a
right.
problem.
It is.
A retail shopping centre in Frankton with a rateable value of $23 million is on the market. So if you've got a loose $23 million, there you go. There's an opportunity. We go to Oamaru to talk to a nurse up there who is retiring after 55 years.
Oh, it's good innings.
Hey, it's not bad effort, is it? More regional news. Final stage of the Wanaka Skate Park upgrade is set to begin next year.
Okay.
A move which will increase the size of the increasingly busy park by a third. So
thanks very
that's
much.
Good news.
Good
One
news
more
there.
thing, quickly.
Yes.
Regional winners of the Deloitte Fast 50 Index will be announced in Dunedin tonight.
Great. Thanks very much, Barry.
Thank you.
And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Molnap.
Starting with tonight's southern view of Blossom blowing in the breeze. Looking at the situation, cold sou'westers will ease tomorrow and die out tomorrow night with frosts. Then airflow will tend westerly on Friday ahead of a rainy weekend. Starting at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport, you're in for cloud with a high of 13 degrees. Across to the northeast now, Nelson will have showers with 13 degrees. Blenheim sees a few showery patches, a bit cooler with a high of 12. And to Canterbury, Kaikoura will be cloudy with a high of 12. Christchurch also has cloud and 13 degrees, and Ashburton will be cloudy as well and reach a high of 12 degrees. Looking at the southern towns, Balclutha, Catlins, Gore and Lumsden can all expect moderate sou'westers, some cloud and highs of just 10 degrees. Moving westwards to the Central Lakes, Alexandra, Queenstown and Wanaka can expect light sou'westers, followed by mostly fine weather and highs of 9 to 11 degrees. Te Anau can expect sou'westers dying out with a high of 10 degrees. Up to the north now, Omarama and Twizel, you are in for moderate sou'westers, mostly fine weather and a high of 13. Similar along the coast for Oamaru and Timaru with a high of 11 degrees. In Dunedin, some cloud tonight with breezy westerlies, a period of showers and gusty cold sou'westers tomorrow morning and a chilly overnight low of 4. Should be a fine day tomorrow with a mix of sunny periods and some cloud and fresh moderate sou'westers, a high of 10 and a low of 1. Fine and sunny on Friday with scattered cloud and moderate northerly winds developing, a little milder, a high of 12 degrees. And in Invercargill, showers tonight with gusty sou'westers and an overnight low of 4. Showers clearing tomorrow with sunny periods increasing with a high of 9 and a low of 0. And then on Friday, expect periods of showers, some hail with moderate westerly winds and a high of 13 degrees. And that's all from the team here at the South Today. For the latest news from the southern region, head online and follow us on Facebook, YouTube at channel39.co.nz and at odt.co.nz. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.